Okay, so we've gotten a few things working here today and reorganized and got a little more space because my whole world is shelves. My layout, my walls. I don't have the fortune of having a big table layout where I can hide a few things down under and on panels off to the side, so everything I got, it's up on top. So I needed to make space to put this controller box in, and this control box selects between the fixed voltage output on the TIU and the variable voltage outputs on the TIU. And then this switch goes between my upper loop that runs around and my auxiliary loop, which when I'm working on trains runs my little test track so that I can run between them. I've got voltage meters. I've got the track voltage up on the fixed loop. Let me select the track for that as I scroll up the wheel on the TIU for the the variable voltage. The voltage comes up. So I've got meters that AC voltmeters that measure what's coming out of the TIU when they're turned on. Usually I probably won't have the fixed volt or the variable voltage turned on, so I'll turn that off right now. But with the KW transformer powering it, I've got this one for this side set to 16 volts, and this one, when I need it for the variable, it can go all the way up and run conventional locomotives. So let me turn that off. So anyways, so everything comes out of the KW transformer and goes over here to the MTH TIU unit, track interface unit. I made these legs on my 3D printer to stand it up and got some very sharp 90-degree banana plugs off of Amazon to come out of the two of those and go across. For now, I've got fuses on each of the outputs going into the TIU. I also have the WIU, Wi-Fi interface unit, that comes out of the serial port, because this is an older TIU. It doesn't have USB, but it does have the serial port. But from here, the variable voltage and the fixed voltage come out from there and come into this box. And if I can do this without flipping the camera over, and then plug in there. So I've got fixed and variable voltage in, and my upper shelf track and my test track out. And then my little box that I made, of course with my line on it, the Alaska 3 Railroad. I've actually got a quick blowing breaker from Henning's Trains that goes between the output of this switch to the input of this switch. So both of these have are on a breaker, no matter which one is feeding it. And then of course, got the outputs, the fixed and the variable, and the main line and the auxiliary line. So, not as fancy as some of everybody's big stuff with the big table layouts, but this allows me to quicker select what I want to run, whether it's a fixed voltage or variable voltage, because before I was swapping plugs between these plugs all the time on the output. I've also got my legacy base hidden back there. I've just got lots and lots of stuff in a very tiny area. Got a little CW80 that runs a few accessories up on the shelf, because that's really what those are best for. The KW has been rebuilt. It has been upgraded with a breaker inside, but I don't want to trust my world on that, so that's why I've got the fuses here in case it gets past this unit. The TIUs, of course, have fuses inside them that are replaceable. And then I've got the breaker inside here, inside this box, between this switch and the outputs. So between any of them, I should be in good shape. I've been running without the breaker, just having the fuses for all these past several years since I've had the TIU in my system. But anyways, yeah, that lets me select the main line, or the fixed voltage, and then the main line. And I heard the click come on that. Let me select my engine. And away it goes. But this gives me some AC meters that I got off of Amazon. I actually got these switches off Amazon. In fact, all the electronics came off of Amazon. All these 90-degree banana plugs. The jacks that go on the backside with the binding posts, so I could run all the wiring inside. Everything except for the breaker from Hennings. Their 5-amp fast blow fuse or breakers. All that. And then, of course, I 3D printed this box. And then I 3D printed those legs that hold the TIU on edge, which gives me a little more counter space. So, yeah, not super pretty, not super elegant. But for my needs, it does my job. Oh, and in case you're wondering, 3M command strips are awesome. It doesn't screw up the paint. It just Velcros that little box to the wall. To get me one more thing off of my shelf to give me just that much more space. Well, there you got it.